You're welcome to the Pulse of Africa community. I hope you're doing great today. If you're joining us for the first time, don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe to stay informed and connected to Africa's most important news reports. Your engagements will help this video to reach more people. Thank you very much.
Welcome, and this is your breaking news on Pulse of Africa. Another wave of terror swept through Nigeria's northern part. Eruku, a border community in Kwara State, on Tuesday evening, as heavily armed bandits stormed the Christ Apostolic Church, CAC, during a midweek service. What began as a peaceful gathering quickly descended into chaos, with gunshots ringing out, worshippers sprinting for cover, and lives tragically lost. According to local sources, the assailants, numbering more than a dozen, fired sporadically from the outskirts of the church before forcing their way in. Eyewitnesses said 3 congregants were shot dead instantly inside the building. Other reports suggest the number may vary, with some saying 2 were confirmed killed by the state police. After unleashing terror inside the church, the attackers reportedly rounded up the pastor and several worshippers, marching them into the surrounding bush. The exact number of abducted persons remains unclear. Some estimates speak of 10 or more, but no official figure has yet been confirmed. At around 6 p.m., residents say gunfire erupted in multiple parts of Eruku. Shocked parishioners and neighbors fled into nearby bushes, abandoning homes, vehicles, and the familiar routine of that evening. The Kwara State Police Command, in a statement released by its public relations officer, DSP Adeton Ejire Adeton, confirmed that operatives, working with local vigilantes, responded swiftly. According to the police, after confronting the gunmen, the attackers retreated into the surrounding forest. A video of the horrifying incident, captured via a live stream, has gone viral. It shows members of the church already gathered for service when shots erupted. Panic spread fast. Some bandits entered, grabbing items and belongings before leading away terrified worshippers.
Community leaders and human rights groups are deeply disturbed. The Committee for the Defense of Human Rights, CDHR, in Kwara State condemned the attack in strong terms, calling it a gross violation of the constitutional rights to life and freedom of worship. Former Senate President Dr. Abubakar Bukola Saraki also spoke out, calling for urgent government intervention, noting that the town's proximity to the state borders makes it especially vulnerable. But this bloodshed in Kwara is not happening in isolation. It is part of a growing pattern of violence against Christian communities across Nigeria. In recent months, moderate Christians, and even moderate Muslims, have faced repeated attacks by armed groups, including bandits and Islamist militant factions. Just last month, Reverend James Ordu Iza, a pastor of the evangelical church Winning All, Ikwa, was abducted in Patigi, also in Kwara State, and later killed, despite a ransom of 5 million naira being paid by his community. His death sparked fear and outrage, and underscored how dangerous the environment has become for faith leaders. Many Christians in Nigeria now believe their country is under siege. They speak of a targeted campaign to drive them from their land, to terrorize them, to silence their voices. Some point to Fulani militants, while others accuse the government of turning a blind eye, labeling the violence as banditry to deny any religious or ethnic motive. In comments that echo around the world, faith leaders and international voices are demanding broader recognition of what many are calling a religious genocide. Famous musician Nicki Minaj raises concern on the genocide in Nigeria at a meeting.
In Nigeria, Christians are being targeted, driven from their homes, and killed. Churches have been burned. Families have been torn apart, and entire communities live in fear constantly, simply because of how they pray.
Within Nigeria, too, there's growing frustration. Locals say they have begged for protection, called out security agencies, and yet the attacks keep happening. The attack in Eruku came just weeks after persistent warnings from residents that bandits were probing entry points into their community. Some allege that despite repeated rescue calls, government responses have been delayed or inadequate. In response to this latest attack, security forces have launched search operations, combing dense forest paths that connect Eruku to neighboring barriers. But the trauma lingers. Surviving worshippers are shaken, families fear for the safety of loved ones still missing, and the local church community struggles to process the brutality they experienced. This is more than a tragic act of violence. It's a chilling reminder of the insecurity that many Nigerian Christian communities now face daily. The fact that armed gunmen could storm a church during worship, kill innocent people, and abduct leaders shows not just a law and order breakdown, but a deep fear that this violence is systematic. The world must wake up to this reality. It's not enough to call these bandits. For those living under constant threat, every attack is personal, and every life lost deepens the urgency for real, sustained protection. Thank you for tuning in to Pulse of Africa. If you found this report important and meaningful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Help us amplify the voices of those living in fear so their stories do not go unheard.